Good evening, and happy Thursday. Let me tell y'all something. It is truly indeed a happy Thursday, a thankful Thursday, a grateful Thursday, because one, I'm here and I'm happy to see you, or at least know that you're there on the other side of this computer. And thank you all again for coming back and watching Transplant Talk with Nashonda. I am your hostess with the mostest, and I'm so delighted that you are here. We know that Transplant Talk is part of my nonprofit, Save 1,000 Lives. And if you know me, you know that this means so very much to me, and this is being done in honor of my late husband, Leonard Wayne Larimore, who passed away April 25th in 2018. Again, I have recently been on Channel 4 News, and we made another statement about Save 1,000 Lives and why it's so very important for us to become organ donors. What's up, my brother Malcolm? How are you? And your beautiful wife, Jackie. Tell her hello for me. So, yes, we're here today, but y'all, I got some news. Hey, Daddy. And my mother, Major, and Gwendolyn Rollins in Mary Island. And my grandma might be there with them, too. So, hey, Grandma Altamese. But listen, have y'all ever had to do a praise break at work? Have you ever had to just shout, shout, shout that you knew God was working and moving things on your behalf just for you? Let me tell y'all what happened to me today. So it was our last period of the day. Thank God I'm on planning. The people from my student loans, yes, I said student loans, called me and told me that my $41,585.25 of student loans has been paid off. We done. We debt free. When it comes to these student loans, they have been forgiven. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, I don't know if anybody know what that feeling feels like to finally have a debt erased. I know Jesus paid it all, but let me tell y'all about this student loan forgiveness. I was so happy and elated. My coworkers were coming down the hall like, hey, you okay? I'm screaming, yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm doing great. I'm fine. And for that student loan to be paid off, woo, it truly indeed was a thankful Thursday. So I'm here and I feel like 10 pounds lighter that I don't have that debt anymore. Anymore. Is there a teacher shortage? Yes. So if y'all want to be teachers, y'all come on, let me know, because we need some teachers at my school and probably every other school here in America, not just Jacksonville, but America. Yes, yes, Daddy. Yes, Malcolm. Woo, it was a blessing. So today definitely was a good day. And my students actually listened today and did what they were supposed to do. So thankful Thursday. So anytime I get a praise break in there, if I could have ran around their school, but I was in a dress, so I wasn't gonna do that. But if I could have ran around their school, how happy I am just to be just woo to breathe. I got one more to pay off. And it's not a school loan. So y'all, thank y'all. So whew, thank you for just taking a praise break with me, because we all need to have something good with all of this sadness that's going on in the world. We need to have something good. So this is what I want to ask y'all before we really, get started. And we coming all the way from the Chi today. Y'all know Chicago, that is. That windy city. I'm pretty sure it's cold up there. We're gonna ask my special guest, who is a lupus and a kidney recipient, but now she needs to have another kidney, like my guest last week, Tanisha Ellis. So, guys, we're going to see if you can actually help her. But y'all know what's next week, right? Next week is Thanksgiving. I'm tasting my mama dressing already. Now, I don't know if she's cooking it, but I'm tasting it already. So I want to know, and I want you to drop it in the comments or drop it in the chat. What's your favorite meal, or what's your favorite dish for Thanksgiving? Just get involved with me just a little bit. Let's be interactive with each other. What's your favorite meal or your favorite dish when it comes to Thanksgiving? Now, I didn't ask about desserts because for me, it's my mama's sweet potato pie, my grandma's sweet potato pie, and it's both of them because they both make it the same. It's good. I learned how to make it myself, and they German chocolate cake. All right, and don't forget my mama dressing. So I'm telling you. So y'all just drop them in the comments. Let me know. Let's get a little bit interactive. Next week is Thanksgiving. I really don't think I'm going to be doing my show. Yes, Nat, that macaroni and cheese is a must. Now, I make a mean macaroni and cheese. I want y'all to know I'm not just a cute face. Your girl knows how to cook too. And some mean collard greens. So y'all come on, drop them in the chat. I would love to see what y'all doing. Or tell me what y'all cooking for next week, because we're not going to be on the show. Okay, it's going to be a repeat. All right, so without any further ado, I am bringing on Miss Sherie Withers-Banks. I want to say Withers-Banks. I hope I said her name correctly. And she is from Chicago. And y'all know what? She is a Whitney Houston. So I got a little celebrity. She's a Whitney Houston celebrity. She does Whitney Houston impressions, right? I hope I said that right, Sherie. I hope I said that right. But yes, so I haven't had one of these on my show. I never met anybody that actually did that. So I'm so happy that she's on the show so we can find out a little bit more about who she is and what she does. So again, if you want to, before she even comes on, I'm telling you, go to gigsalad.com. She is a Whitney Houston impersonator. All right. A Whitney Houston impersonator. So we're going to bring her on right now. All right, let me. I got some more comments here. Oh, okay. Somebody else said this macaroni and cheese. Oh, come on, Caribbean. Okay, come on. So come on, Miss Sherie Withers.
You are funny. She's trying to get it all together.
Oh, I'm trying to get it all together, girl. All together. How are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for the invitation. And thanks everybody for coming on today. I appreciate it.
And let me give a huge shout out to my brother Emmett over there in California.
That's right, Emmett. That's my guy.
Yes, and he tagged me in a post for you. And I said, you know what? I better get on it right now. If Emmett is saying that, I want you all to connect. I said, that's it. Let's make sure that we get together. And thank you for being available to do it, today. So let everybody know. I know I let the cat out the bag already about.
But that's good. You did good. You said it good.
About who you are.
I'll give you a little quick scenario before you get all into the goodies.
Okay.
Well, I'm 54 years old. My birthday is next month. So I'll be double nickels. I'll be 55. And actually, my career, I'm a nutritionist. So I got my Bachelor of Science degree in dietetics. So I've been a nutritionist for 30 years. But I just happen to have a second career. Well, actually 2 and 3 careers. I'm a professional model. So I do runway and print. And then I'm a Whitney Houston. You can either call us tribute artist or illusionist. It's on my Gig Salad site. They just categorize us as impersonators, but I take it all. So it's all very helpful. But that's in a nutshell what all of my careers are. And I'm very blessed to still be able to do that, even though I'm having the challenges, but I push through it, So those are some of the main things that I do.
Okay. Y'all, she's like in living color. She's an A-minus. She got multiple jobs. Everybody always have these multiple jobs going on. And, kudos to you. Congratulations to you for your success with your Whitney Houston tribute.
Yeah.
And, I saw the picture. So let me make sure I have it up. So I want the audience to see. Guys. All right. So this is her. Mm-hmm. All right. So this is her. Y'all see it.
I stay busy.
Kind of frame.
Yeah. We are the same. We just happen to be the same height. And similar in size. And an interesting story, since we're talking about that, the hologram that's out now, the one that they've been talking about.
Yes.
Interesting. Back in when was the audition? They had an audition here for a Whitney Houston project. So I went out for it. So I actually did dress up. Good friend of mine from the Living Life of Lupus support group. They got together, got me a limo to take me to my audition. And I had to dress as Whitney. And believe it or not, at that audition here in Chicago, it was myself and one other young lady out of hundreds of people who were asked to come back for the finale or the final for that hologram. So
Oh,
they only picked two people out of everybody. And guess who the judges were? Pat Houston, Gary
okay.
Houston, and her nephew. So
The
these are
family.
the actual people. That's when I was walking down the hall. I guess it was her nephew. He started doing one of these things like this. I'm like, okay, I don't
Oh,
know who you are. He said, oh my God, I have my auntie on my arm. He showed me the dress I wore from the American Music Awards. He had that particular picture of Whitney on his arm. He said, you have blown me away already. So they actually called me to the back after my audition. Gary Houston said, are you going anywhere? I said, no, I was just going home. Like, he said, well, Pat Houston wants you to come back in the back with us on our break for lunch just to check with you. And I was like, what? So
wow.
just for me having that blessing of meeting them, they approve what I did. They love what I do. So when we were flown to California with about 8 other young ladies from all over who were also chosen,
Uh-huh.
I was just too small for the frame of how they put a hologram together. There's
Oh,
a lot that goes into that.
oh,
They're
wow.
just placing the vision of Whitney over a person like myself. And
Okay.
then we would do the movements, but I guess her frame wouldn't fit up. I'm tiny. And the guy kept telling me, oh, if you could just gain 10 or 15 more pounds. I said, I don't know what to do. They really
Oh,
wanted me for that, but
wow.
but at least I had the opportunity to meet them. I'm sure at some point, and I feel it that I'm gonna touch bases with Pat, Gary, or the nephew again. I don't think they'll ever forget me because they always kept talking about me when they were here, in
Oh,
Chicago. So who knows? I was just blessed to at least get their approval for what was going on.
y'all, I got a
So
whole celebrity on here. A
so it
whole.
was nice. I felt honored,
Oh,
just to
wow.
be in that state. Yeah,
Wow, that's huge.
it
Like,
was
I'm
awesome.
congratulations to you. I
Yeah.
mean, for them to recognize you, that
Yes, and
was
for them to choose, they were the panel. There were no extra people in that room.
wow.
They were the only ones, and then it was the two producers, the hologram stylist, the person who actually does the hologram and puts it
Hmm.
together, and one
Hmm.
other person. That's it. So it wasn't like outsiders looking. It was the actual, and I did not know that, but I got in the room like, oh God, I'm about to pass out.
Right, right. Let me look. I'm
I
not worried.
no, no.
I'm not worried. Oh my
Yes, it
goodness.
was awesome.
Well,
So I
listen.
feel good things
That
coming.
wow, that's so
Yeah,
wonderful. That is
yeah.
wonderful. I get told all the time that I look like Wendy Raquel,
You can do it. I'm just
and
telling you, you'd be
this I
surprised.
don't know. You got to hook it up
We're
because
gonna
she's
have to
back
work
on the
on some stuff.
game. That she bought the game back. So I was like, well,
Yeah,
maybe
that's
I need to
right.
stand in for her.
You'll
So
be surprised. I'm telling you,
wow.
you'll be
Okay.
surprised.
Okay, so we have to talk later,
I
y'all.
know.
Y'all don't know which way I'm going now. Y'all don't know. God keep blessing me the way these blessings are set up.
Yeah, so we
We
got to
go,
keep me healthy. That's the thing.
yes,
We got to keep healthy. I
yes,
got to find me another kidney so I can keep on doing what I do.
absolutely. So of course we spoke a little bit, yesterday about your journey and how you made it back down this road to
Yeah.
transplant. So give us a little bit of story. Give us a little story on that. Thanks, Nat. Give us a little bit of story of because you first found out about it. Well, I won't tell it. You go ahead and tell
No,
it what
you
it is.
you you got a good lead. Well, I was first with me being first diagnosed with lupus in '98.
Right.
That's when they diagnosed with lupus nephritis, and the nephritis part is the kidney part. So I guess
Mm,
they were explaining that anytime my lupus flares, it will affect my kidney. So that's when I was first on dialysis and kind of learned about dialysis, what a fistula was, which is placed in your arm for dialysis. I learned all that. I was never
okay.
hospitalized in my life, so
Okay.
those are factors that came up, and with the blessing of God, my kidneys opened up. So I only had dialysis for about a month and a half.
So that's
And then,
under.
7 years later, during that period, is when I kept having lupus flares. So lupus is a silent, it just gets you. You
Right.
just don't know how it affects each person. But for me, it's so detrimental that it kept scarring my kidney. A
Okay.
scenario would be if you take a chalkboard and you know how you scratch your fingers down the chalk?
Hmm.
That's how it is every time I had a flare. So it's like it kept beating up my kidney. And the third time that I had that flare is when they said I had kidney failure again, and I definitely needed a transplant. And that's how that came about. So I ended up getting my transplant in 2005. And
Okay.
luckily, I was in remission for at least a year and a half because they would not have done it. But since my
Okay.
lupus was quiet, they knew it couldn't attack my new kidney because I've been in
Mm.
remission for a while.
Mm.
And then I was on dialysis just briefly because my brother, my only sibling, who's
Mm-hmm.
7 years younger,
Mm-hmm.
he volunteered and said, "Well, let me try and see if I'm a match." So he was living out of town, with his family because he works for Caterpillar, so they have them moving around a lot. But they were living out of town, so the doctor sent him the information. His doctors did the test, and he surprised me with that phone call, like, well, I'm a match, like all chilled and stuff. I was
Right,
like,
right.
ah. So we
And,
were
and what
excited.
through and what went through your mind when your brother's giving you the phone
Man,
call?
time to get off dialysis, number one.
Okay.
you know,
Okay.
I'm excited, nervous, because that would have been like my first major surgery,
Okay.
and
Okay.
I was concerned for him as well. And I was hearing so many horror stories, and I had to block that out. I
Of
tell
course.
people who are going through things like that, people are going to want to give their opinions, their comments of what has happened. It may not always be positive,
Mm-hmm.
but I had to block out a lot of the negative. So
Right.
people would tell me, "Oh, well, the person who's giving you their kidney, I heard they're going to be sick for a while. They're not going to do well." And have you ever, I'm sure you've heard that on this show,
Yes.
that those,
Yes.
we did great. So you have to look at yourself as an individual. You have to look at yourself
Exactly.
as am I healthy enough, and what's my thought process? I'm going to be positive about it. So we did fine.
And what's your brother's name? Because we want to make sure that we
His
honor him being
name,
a living donor for
it's a
you.
nice long name, but it is Jihad
Okay.
Salahuddin.
Okay. All right.
So
Jihad
yeah,
Salahuddin.
there you
Okay.
go. Yeah.
Right. I went to
Yeah.
school with a Salahuddin, so I'm
Did
very
you?
familiar with that
Yes.
Muslim name.
Yes.
Very, very
Yeah.
familiar with that name.
Yeah.
So,
So it's been 16 years. So I guess they were telling me that some people who get transplants, their life for a living donor can be between 16 and 20 years, and some people can be longer. I just happen to hit this 16-year mark.
okay.
So it's
But
just, yeah,
but yours a little different though. Though
yeah,
you're a little different because you're saying even though what they see,
right.
you seeing you're experiencing something different.
A
Give
little
us
bit different,
elaborate.
yeah. So you have certain numbers that they look for when you do labs. It's like if you were going to get your cholesterol checked, right? So there's certain
Mm-hmm.
numbers that they look for when you have chronic kidney disease. So there are numbers that they look at. Yes, some of my numbers are high, okay, than my normal, but
Okay.
there are other numbers that they look at as well, and they are doing okay. But my symptoms, meaning I don't have any nausea and vomiting, my urine output has not stopped completely. I still have urine output. I'm not feeling bad. I feel fine. I'm still able to function. I have a small amount of swelling. It's not my over my whole body like it could
Okay.
be.
Okay.
Just all of those factors. And the doctor said, well, people in this position right now with your numbers normally would be really sick and you're not. And he sits there quietly. And I said, yeah, but remember, we've had this conversation several times. I beat the odds on a lot of different things for a
Okay.
while since I've had my transplant. So he
Mm-hmm.
said, well, I still want you to still think about getting the fistula, which is for dialysis. I said, but why? I'm like, if
Yeah.
I'm not feeling bad, well, from the books say and the statistics say,
Mm.
your numbers keep changing every couple of weeks. Like I go in on Monday. So he's assuming my numbers are going to keep progressively getting worse, which they are going up 0.2%, point 0.2 every time I've been going for the last, let's say every 2 weeks. So it
Okay.
hasn't jumped, but it
Mm-hmm.
is moving. So
Okay. It's creeping.
exact. So he's assuming, well, let's put your fistula in because I'm sure you're going to be on dialysis sooner than later. I want to be prepared. I said, right. So I said, okay, I hear you. I'll go have my surgeon's consultation and let's
Mm-hmm.
just kind of see what's what. So
Okay.
that's kind of where the doctors are. They're just preparing for the worst, even though I don't feel that way. So I guess they don't go off with your feelings. They go off
Right.
with what I don't know. It's hard for me to explain. It's not. It's
No,
more.
they
This is
they're not
what we're.
gonna go.
Yeah.
You can tell them, but God might say, God says differently.
Yeah, that's
You
what
can
I'm.
say
Yeah,
one thing,
right,
but I know a healer, and so that could change. That could change all of that, and then
right,
we'll see what they say. But you're a little different because you're also a nutritionist. So
correct.
how does this work in your favor with your lupus as well as just kidney
Right.
disease?
Well, actually, I've been told even from back then. I mean, I grew up very well. I mean, mom, dad, we've always eaten healthy. Every once in a while. I mean, if you go out to eat, it's not a continuous thing. Okay, just occasionally. So they said what helped me back then was that I had a good base. I had a good, healthy lifestyle. I was on the track team in high school and college. I had a track scholarship, so I did that. So I was always active.
Okay.
And they said that's what really helped you. That helped you bounce back, even though you were still diagnosed with lupus. It could have been even worse. As
Okay.
far as my kidneys, I've always eaten healthy majority of the time. So they said that keeps me in a good position where, again, it could be worse. Like now, I'm healthy. Most
Right.
people either have to lose weight or drastically change their diet or just do a lot of major things to get prepared for my transplant. But they're like, no, you can have your transplant as of yesterday. Everything is great. The only thing right now is that they're trying to keep other small factors that we can change, like my
Mhm.
iron levels, which are low. So I'm on iron shots. Oh,
You
every
don't like them?
week they burn, but I get through it. It's an iron shot and iron pills. They added sodium bicarbonate, Lasix in very small amounts if I feel I need it. So
Okay.
they're doing right now what we call a maintenance to at
Mhm.
least keep me healthy enough, or maybe I don't have to go on dialysis, especially if I find a living donor. Because
Okay.
the transplant list, which I'm sure a lot of people on here, it could be 5 to 7 year wait here in
Mhm.
Illinois. That's why he's saying, well, sometimes I don't think doctors or nurses know how insensitive they can be. I don't think they do it on purpose. But I just had someone say, well, we're trying to get some clearance on one other thing. They said, well, the list is 5 to 7 years, so you got time. I listened to that phone and looked at the phone like, excuse me.
Wow.
No, I don't
Right.
look at it that way. No,
Okay.
I don't have a living donor right now. There's some prospects for two of my relatives may possibly, test, which I'm excited about.
Okay.
But, it's one of those, if it goes through, I don't want to get my hopes up, but I'm being prayerful about it. But
Okay.
I didn't have a list. I can't go grocery shopping for
Right.
kidneys. Like, oh, can you? Right. Well, you really think about it. So I just
Oh,
put it out there. And maybe a total stranger who may say, you know what, let me just at least try the test. But she kind of hurt me with what she said at that point. Like, oh, you got time? No, I don't. I don't
hmm.
care what the list said.
Right. Right. And
Fine.
that's how she's not.
Yeah.
She's not in your shoes, so she doesn't understand how those words
Yeah.
affected you. Even
Yeah.
though it might, I don't know how it sounds, but I
Yeah.
think it's still just hearing those words, like, "Oh,
Right.
you got time." Like,
Right.
I got a life I want to live. I don't want
Right.
to.
Because in her mind, she's feeling that, well, you're going to be on dialysis. That's going to keep you okay until you're, did you get on the list and you wait five to
Wow.
7 years? No,
Wow.
I don't want to think that way.
Right.
I'm hoping and praying that another living donor
Hmm.
happens.
But if you had to choose between the two types of dialysis, which one would you prefer?
Go into the office because
Okay.
I look at how sterile they are. I mean, they are very, they come in to weigh you, then it's like they're strapping up, to make
Okay.
sure there's nothing to,
Okay.
you're just so very sterile. And I'm just trying to figure out, how can I do that at home? You think about it, I'm at home. How can I be as sterile as they are and protective? And I don't want an infection. I guess
Okay.
that's where my mind goes.
Okay.
Actually, I've never actually seen anyone do it or taught how to do it. I don't know
Uh-huh.
if I'm just being afraid and just, you know, being
Okay.
shy about it, but I
Okay.
just prefer to go in.
You're from,
And yeah, so
yeah. So Tanisha, I want you to now make sure you take a clip of this. Her brother gave her kidney. Now you make sure you tell your brother
that's it,
that
Law.
he was her. He was his.
He's,
Her brother was her living donor. So you
he's
make sure.
great.
And she's saying your body starts to get low energy. What do you do for that? Do you get low energy? Is there something as a
Yeah,
nutrition?
I do because of my iron levels, and they're
Okay,
telling me that. But I've been feeling a little better since I've
okay,
had the iron pills and the iron shots.
okay,
So that's helping my iron levels go up. So
right. So
It's
I guess she's saying the hemo is hard on your body.
okay.
So that's her experience. And I had her on the
Right.
show, and she too needs
Right.
another kidney.
Right. I think I
Um,
saw her when she
yeah,
was on there. Yeah.
yeah, she definitely yes, I would
Oh
say
yeah.
that absolutely that
Yeah. I'll be
I,
too
I'm
nervous. I'm at home trying to be all, you know.
I am telling you, my experience with having to be sterile and put on those sterile gloves and um making sure I didn't touch anything because I
Right.
had to change my husband's his dressing.
Okay.
I I, I didn't I was so scared.
Scared.
Something that
Yeah.
might have taken a nurse 20 minutes took me an hour because I
Yeah.
was like, wait, I touched something. Wait, I gotta change the gloves again.
Right.
It was so oh my God, it was so nerve
Yeah.
wracking until I got him. He'll sit there, he'll wait patiently. But in my mind, I'm like, hey, I'm a teacher. I did not go to school for this. I
Right.
understand your fear, Sherie. I
Yeah.
understand
Yeah.
your fear because that to me was like, OMG, you want me to do what? And you
Exactly.
need to change this and you need to clean around this and just make sure you don't touch anything and don't
Yeah.
pull that drive line. Don't pull the whatever. Now I forget what it was, but it was like a tube coming from his body. Like, don't pull
Okay.
that too tight. Don't
Right.
put the bandage on too high. I get the fear. I
Right.
totally get the
Right.
fear. So yeah, I probably would go into, but oh, she said she has to steal from, but um, okay, and that's it. Her husband did it at
See,
home.
making
Stressed
sure he was
about
perfect. Yeah, I can
Listen,
imagine.
that is my sister from another mister. When I tell you, we have the same our journeys are always the same. Yeah, glove changing,
Oh
not
yeah,
no
right.
season, nothing. Yeah,
I'm telling you.
it definitely was it was nerve wracking. I don't think people understand. And yeah, no, like no lie. No lie.
After 4 months, he decided to go in. I'm
Try to go
redoing
in
it.
after so much. Because that's stressful. We talked about caregivers
Yeah.
yesterday,
Okay.
and it was
Yeah.
like, oh my God, like this
Yeah.
is really, really stressful. But so now you found out again that you needed a new kidney when?
Oh
Just
man, it must. I put. I say officially. Um, I ended up going in the hospital in June. Uh, I thought I just had a cold or uh, just something was wrong with my kidney because my numbers were going down, but I found out I had COVID, even though I had my shot in April. But while I was there, that's what they were telling me that, your kidney function is getting better. But even prior to that, a couple months before that, they kept telling me that my kidney numbers were not getting stable like they were before, and that I should really look into possibly getting another living donor. And that was just the conversation that we had. There was nothing actually permanent until I said maybe in July when my doctor said, no, these numbers are not getting any better. I want you to go back through the retransplantation program, meaning, where they have to start all the way over. It's like
mm,
I was tested up to wazoo in
okay.
September. I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
think they have biopsy, they've ultrasound, they poked me, they took about 20 tubes of blood. So they have to check everything on
Okay.
you before,
Mm-hmm.
So I'd say around July-ish or so. That's when they kind of told me, and I was stretching it like, "Are you sure? Are you sure? Let's check the labs." And he kept saying, and I kept running around the subject.
Right, right. We want to deny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I just went on and did what I had to do. So all of September was spent on my test, and they really just confirmed by having their panel discussion with everybody on my team after everything was done to say, well, we agree that you were a candidate from the beginning. We already knew you were healthy. You took care of your kidney when you did have it, which I still do. I'm not on
Okay.
dialysis yet.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those waiting games. They told me, we're going to put you on the kidney registry, which is where my link will show them later that they can go to read about my story, why I want to have a new kidney from a living donor. And if they want to try to test to see if they're a healthy donor, could be a healthy donor. So, but it's kind of going through that process now and just hoping to stay off dialysis as long as I can.
Oh, right, right,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
right. So let me ask you, how has this affected you? Because we always kind of talk about the mental state
Right.
of mind when having to receive a life-saving transplant, and now having to go through that again. What have that
It's
done to you
stressful.
mentally?
It's stressful. It was stressful at first. I cried about it often because I just
Okay.
didn't want to hear it again for the finality of it.
Okay.
That no, you definitely have to get in. Then when I put it this in my nurse, I love him to death.
Okay.
With the my chart,
Okay.
he said, if anybody's gonna keep up with me, is Miss Sherie. Because every time I come in and do my labs, I walk past his office. He said, "Here's the queen. She's here." Because I'm
Okay.
sure she's gonna, have
Okay.
something, to say about her health, which he loves.
Okay.
So we're just hoping that with me, I think I even cried on him. He's like, "Oh my gosh, I gotta get you together." He said, "We look forward to you coming in, having a positive attitude. It's not time for you to break down now." You know,
Right. But people, we human. Like
I know, but
we're human. And it's only
yeah,
so much that you
yeah,
can handle before bending,
yeah, right.
before bending. And Whitney's, I didn't know my own strength, you know.
Exactly. And I
I
do
didn't
that
know my,
song in my act.
right. I didn't know my own strength.
Yeah,
To know
yeah,
that yes, we are going to bend, like we don't have to break, but sometimes you get bent like a pretzel
man.
and you just
Yeah,
oh, you just
exactly.
want to give up. You just
Yeah,
really want to give up. But I always tell people when we talked about Tanisha and her therapist,
yeah,
that she has. It was they're very helpful. And I heard
yeah.
Pastor E. Dewey Smith, that's out of Georgia. He said he had lost so many family members, like 4 family members in a span of 28 days.
Wow.
Every week, a grandmother, a mother,
Right.
somebody else in the family passed away. And he said, I firmly believe I need Jesus and a therapist. So when you hear the
Yeah.
pastor say that, he said, listen,
Oh yeah.
I can preach to your soul, but I can't help your mental capacity. So we all need somebody else to lean
Definitely.
on. And so, I know this cannot be easy to have to go down this road again. And
Yeah.
God knows everybody's journey is different.
Right.
So and
Some
I definitely know, I didn't have to end what I endured was something different than what
right.
the people on my show have endured. But
Right.
we pray your strength. And Tanisha, she lives in Chicago.
Oh wow.
You know,
Well, that's something.
no, Tanisha wanted to know where you live, so I'm
Oh,
telling her that you live in
Chicago,
Chicago because
Illinois.
she lives in
Yeah.
Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And I always want to say Philadelphia, but she lives in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
Okay.
so all the people up north, and when I was talking to my other guest, Antonio, that lives there, he said
Right.
we have to fly you up here. I said, sir, it's cold,
Yes, it
and I don't do that kind of cold. I could do Florida cold, but
is.
Chicago,
Chicago's a different kind of cold.
yeah, that's a different kind of beast. See, I could do 30 degrees. We might hit 20s, and I'm good, but y'all hit negative numbers.
Yeah, we can do that
Yeah,
too.
that's a no for
That's
me.
nothing.
That no, we don't do negative. That's a negative for me. For me to be trying to hit that. But now,
Yeah.
who is your support? Who's your support group while you're going? Who in your family member just kind of help
Oh
you?
gosh, everybody. I mean, my parents, my husband, my brother, and my 8 nieces and nephews. So they have
Mm,
a lot, right? So
mm,
we
mm,
even though they live out of town, we talk all the time. They checking
mm,
on me, checking on my numbers. I have friends, very close friends. How was your labs? How was your appointment? Did you go
okay,
in?
okay,
I get a text, people that I've modeled for or I've been in shows with. How you
oh,
doing? How you feeling?
yeah,
When I was after I was released from the hospital, oh my gosh, I was down to 91 pounds. So, of course, the whole tribe got concerned. So, all my
right,
friends were either sending me DoorDash, Uber Eats. My
okay,
cousin came by and brought me food.
okay.
I
Oh,
just,
that's good.
so I have plenty of people who always looking out for me. What can I do? Or
Okay.
I got your back.
Okay, so you're not in this journey alone, and that's
Oh no,
you
I
know,
have. man, so blessed to have so many people,
That is awesome.
there for me, and I appreciate it.
Okay. So let me ask you this before finding out about your lupus and then your kidneys with the kidney disease. Did
Hmm.
you ever think about organ donation? Was it ever a part of conversation?
No, actually, I had never really thought too much about it.
Okay.
I studying to be a nutritionist. So of course, we had biology class and everything like that. So we were the closest I ever got to anything close to that, where we had to go to we had live bodies that we had to deal with,
Okay.
and almost like if you're doing an autopsy on somebody. But
Mhm.
that's about it. No. I just said, I think at that time I might have said, wow, these people donated their bodies to science, literally.
Okay.
Like, but I had never thought about it at the time.
Was it
But
on your
now I
driver's
think
license?
different. Huh?
Was it on your driver's license?
No,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
So, of course, since I've been through this long journey, I think
Mhm.
about things a little differently,
Mhm.
how it could
Mhm.
be helpful,
Mhm.
to
Do
really
you
be
advocate
helpful.
for yourself? I mean, I know you're part of different groups, but now do
Yeah.
you let people know how important it is to become an organ donor?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Especially if it's a living donor and you can actually do something while you're still here on earth. Like
Yeah.
a liver, you can give part of your liver to someone.
Yeah.
Kidney, be fine. I mean, people
Right.
get so nervous with, can I still survive? Yeah. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
people have gone and done great things. I mean, you'd be surprised. I think a piece of a lung was given to somebody. I mean, there's so many things that
Right. Right.
while you're still living, you can still, appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
Who's this saying? Yes. Living donor is better.
Yeah, it
Yes,
is.
Elisa. Living donor is
That's
better.
what they're pushing that with me. That's why I'm trying to keep my link out there, just
Right.
kind of casually talking to other people.
And
And
let's make sure, I want to make sure, so guys, if you are in that area, this is the number for the National Kidney Registry. And so these are the numbers that you need if you are in Chicago and the surrounding areas. Which hospital are you with?
it's through Rush University,
Okay. Rush University?
medical center.
Okay.
hmm And then
Okay.
they also said even the people out of town, like my brother was out of town, but they just sent all that information down to him. He was able
Okay.
to do all his labs, and even if a person's from out of town, hey, if you a match, we'll get you here.
Okay. Okay. And
you
y'all see
know,
the phone number. Here are
yeah.
the number that you need in order to, help her. And, again, her name is Sherie Banks. And once again, if you're able to, just kind of help her, the National Kidney Registry, she's there. And you need her to come and do a good
There you
Whitney
go.
Houston.
I just
All
get me
right.
there. I'm
Yes,
there.
that
I've
is
been
big
everywhere.
salad to get her there. And we're gonna talk about me looking like Tasha
Look
Mack
at us.
uh for the game. We're gonna talk about her. And what she said, they push it because we already had a transplant and it's hard to match when. Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Okay.
Okay. Wow, thank you,
Yeah,
Tanisha.
that's a good. Yeah.
It's hard to match when deceased. Okay, when it's a deceased
Yeah.
donor. I didn't know that. So
Yeah.
I want to ask you, Sherie,
Yes.
um, if you had an opportunity, and we have this opportunity right now to talk to somebody that is on the fence about becoming an organ donor, what would you say to them?
I think they should really think about it because it can be so helpful to someone, especially if you start with just me going through this living donor right now. Even if you just look at that as your beginning, just look at that as your beginning. You're living donor, you have a chance to see how helpful you can be to somebody because you're still here on earth just to see the blessing you've done. That's why the organization is called Gift of Hope. When you think about it, it's a gift. It actually is. It's a gift that you're giving someone on hope to have a better life. And that's what I'm looking for, is to have a better life. I feel good, but I know it could be better
Okay.
having a kidney that's 100%. And I think that's the most helpful, just to at least start there, being a
Right,
living donor. And
right.
then you can go from there.
And then share your spare. That's what we're asking them to do. Just share your spare.
Yeah,
Again,
yeah.
I want to give the numbers again for the National Kidney Registry. Again, she's in Chicago, Illinois, and here's the phone number if you want to see if you can be a match. And again, she's looking for a living donor. She was, yeah, she definitely, she's been down this road again, just like, Tanisha. Thank you, Rod. Thank you for sharing, Tanisha, as well. Thank you, girl. Definitely appreciate you. And again, well, let me say, because we are about, a month away from your birthday,
Oh
um,
yeah.
in December 17th. So happy early
Thank
birthday.
you very
And,
much. Thank you.
we hope that you have a very, hopefully, maybe Thanksgiving, somebody could
You
be your,
never know.
and that
You
could be
never
a
know.
thankful Thursday along
Yes,
with a
it would.
thankful,
Yeah.
Thanksgiving. So thank you again for being a part of the show. And guys, I still want to know, what's your favorite dish for Thanksgiving. I told mine it has to be my mama's dressing, hands down, and we won't even talk about her sweet potato pie and her German chocolate cake.
Oh,
So
German chocolate, my
the
favorite.
German chocolate. I haven't had her German chocolate cake now since COVID. Now it's been a minute. It's been a minute since I had it. So I need my mama to get it together and just go ahead and get. I don't know what we're gonna do for Thanksgiving. Yes, Tanisha, the baked macaroni and cheese. And you're a nutritionist. Do you eat all of this
I
stuff?
love it. Remember, I'm trying to gain some weight,
Okay. Okay. So how much weight did you try to
but
gain?
yeah, huh?
How much weight did you go try to gain?
Well, remember, I was 91, but I finally got up to at least 110. So
Oh,
right now, I'm kind of fluctuating. If I can get a good solid, at least a good 115, then that. But as long as I don't go under 100, that's what they do say, because that
okay.
makes it worse. So I'm just
Oh,
trying to
wow.
keep
Oh, wow.
myself, yeah. So
Wow.
no, I love those foods. I don't eat them all the time, but I love them. That's
But
y'all mentioned all my favorites.
they only for the holidays. They only for the holidays that
And
you do.
my aunt Paul makes the greatest peach cobbler. So throw my bids out.
That is look now. Y'all make sure y'all get Sherie now. Y'all get her these 5 pounds, please. Let her get these 5 pounds. Yes, yes. Let's get her those 5 pounds. Y'all
Yeah.
Uber something to her. Let her eat all of this food so that she can get the weight that she need. And again, thank you all again. Thank you everybody for
Yeah.
watching this
Thank
show. You
you.
all did great. And let me see what she says. Yes, eat. She said, "Yeah,
All right.
I just eat for the holidays. That's it, because it's so rich and all
Yes.
that sodium.
That's
So
okay.
that's
We'll
okay.
we'll be okay. Thanksgiving, we got Christmas or
Yeah,
any holiday that you know uh celebrate.
you're
And
right.
then you got a new year.
You're
So,
right. Right.
nobody tell you to eat all that stuff for a week and a half.
Right. Right.
And
Ooh,
you do are gonna have some leftovers though.
yeah.
So
But
yeah.
you just cut the turkey up and make some turkey salad.
You do
So
everything.
yeah, you'll be great. So again,
Yeah.
everybody, thank you all again. Y'all, I'm keeping I'm just ecstatic because again, my student loan has been forgiven.
I know you excited.
Listen, I am. I was beyond. I got a headache. I was screaming so loud,
Yeah, that's
and
awesome.
it turning around, just like, oh my God, what a burden lifted! What a burden lifted! So,
That's
thank you all
awesome.
again. We're gonna close the show, Sherie. I'm gonna just put you backstage real
Okay.
quick. So don't leave
Thank
me
you,
here.
everybody. I'm not
Thank you.
gone.
And again, now y'all just make sure. Here it is again, just one more time. National Kidney
And share
Registry.
it. Share it on any social
And
media that you have to.
absolutely. Y'all know
Yeah.
y'all know the deal. Go ahead and share. Text, tag, tell somebody about this show. We need to find her a living donor. And just go and see if you are a match for her. Okay. Y'all, thank you all so much. And Miss Sharon, I'll put you
Thank you.
backstage.
Okay, I'll be back there.
All right. All right, guys. So thank you all again. We will not be live next week. If we do, we might do something on Wednesday because we're not going to bother people on Thanksgiving. I'm so grateful for this day this year. I'm so thankful for you to allow me to come into your homes and, be the force behind the voices of organ donation. So please, ma'am, please, sir, if you think about becoming an organ donor, make sure that you go to registerme.org or Donate Life Florida. Put the information there. And, we're still trying to keep our count of how you can become an organ donor. Take care of each other. And hold on, we got another comment. All right. Always a pleasure. Nat, you my girl. So yes, take care of each other. Take care of each other. And in all of your getting, get understanding. God bless you all. And good night. Make sure y'all drop in a link what y'all having and let me know if I'm invited too. Okay. Let me know if I'm invited. I know that sounds crazy. God bless you all. Love you all. Goodbye.